Welcome to the NBA Pub Hub, Pub Sports Radio, Wednesday, December 22nd. Ian Cameron, Skee Profit, Dutch Boy Fresh. Wham Bam is away. He's on his way home, but I think he's going to try to make it for the second half of the show. But regardless, we're here for the Wednesday card. 5 games on tap in NBA action. So let's get to it. Of course, COVID-19 continues to rip through every sport, including the NBA. Unfortunately, it is what it is. You just got to deal with it the best you can, like everybody else. We'll start with Orlando and Atlanta. First game on this slate. Atlanta, 7-point home favorites here, 208.5 the total in this game. Obviously, the Atlanta Hawks have cooled off considerably. Let's put it that way in terms of the home court record. I mean, man, Atlanta is really having a tough time all of a sudden on their home court. It's hard to fathom because last year they were dominant in the house. Early in the season, they were playing outstanding basketball at home. And now here they are. They failed to cover 7 straight games on their home floor. They got routed by Denver, 113-115 in their 133-115, I should say, in their last game. They've had a lot of time off, 4 days since that last game. Same with Orlando. They haven't played since December 18, a 193 win against Brooklyn, beating the Nets outright as underdogs. A lot of injury concerns here on both sides. We'll start with Atlanta. Of course, they have been out for a period of time without DeAndre Hunter, of course, has been out. And, of course, Bogdanovic as well. Bogdanovic is actually a game time. Is actually going to play tonight, upgraded to probable with the ankle issue he's been dealing with. But unfortunately, you've got Trae Young out tonight, Clint Capella out tonight, Danilo Gallinari out for Atlanta. So key absences across the board. That explains why there's been some Orlando money coming in. Orlando's big critical absence, I guess a couple of them are potentially out. Wendell Carter for Orlando, questionable with a leg injury. And Cole Anthony, who, of course, has been bothered by an ankle injury for a while now and has missed the last 2 games against Miami and Brooklyn, though they won without him. Against Brooklyn the other night. He's questionable with an ankle injury. So there's a lot really to sift through in this game in terms of injuries. Crazy as it is to say, I'd probably look to Orlando in this game before I lay 7 with Atlanta. This is not an easy team to lay points with at home where they've had a really tough time, but they are very well rested. We know Orlando still isn't very good. Maybe this is a situation, even with the depleted Atlanta team tonight going into this game, they can find their way back to some level of respectability. If they're ever going to snap out of their home skid, it's tonight, you would think, against Orlando. So I'm back and forth on it. I just don't know if I want to lay 7 with a struggling, banged-up group, even though this could be the opponent they get well against. So it's a backwood for me here with the Magic and the Hawks. Dutch, we'll see if we can get Skee back with us. But Dutch, what do you think here, Orlando, Atlanta?
Yeah, man. Real quick, salute to the ladies, gents, and DJs for tuning in. You already know it's all love. Hit the motherfucking like button like I'm hitting this plane to San Fernando Valley OG. Get you right where you need to be. Yeah, man. Shout out to our guy Jefferson C. Zachary, I see you. Ray Charles, my guy. Keith, everybody in the chat. Hit the motherfucking like button real quick, and share the video if you can. Muchly appreciated. And you know what I'm saying? Wham, bam, get through that traffic, bro. Get your ass here. I see you in the chat. Drive safely, and hopefully you'll arrive soon with some winners, my dude. Yeah, this game back with this motherfucker. Yeah, but hey, and I try to bring the green not on the screen lately, but if y'all want me to talk this bullshit ass shit, I have to have this, or else I couldn't be here. That's just real talk.
Got to have the sedative. You're right, because you're right. It makes you a little maniacal having to talk about all these COVID issues in the NBA. Makes you a little crazy, and you got
man. I gotta be heavily medicated. I don't give a fuck what day it is.
We got a birthday in the chat, boys.
Yeah, Wham is joining us. Wham is at the hospital. What else is new? These doctor appointments never happen on time. Hospital visits always, a 10-minute visit could turn into 3 hours. So that's where Wham is. He's on his way back from there, and he'll be joining us later in the show.
Salute to the birthday boy, Jefferson C. Happy motherfucking birthday, my guy. Enjoy your day. Hit these motherfuckers straight over the head, and I'll see you at the window, my guy.
Yeah. So there you go. It's a tough game. I mean, really tough to endorse either of those teams. Not so tough for me in this next game. Cleveland and Boston. We've got the Boston Celtics 6.5-point home favorites, 216.5 the total in this game. There's definitely concerns with Cleveland from a health standpoint. There's multiple players out for the surging Cavaliers. A team is playing great basketball when Brian Windhorst on ESPN earlier is talking about 14 consecutive point spread covers for the Cleveland Cavaliers. That's not a handicapper or better saying that on television. It's Brian Windhorst, just a reporter on the NBA show earlier, talking about Cleveland's 14-game consecutive point spread win streak. What else can you say? They are one away from tying the record of consecutive point spread covers for a team in NBA history. So that's actually what does it matter to the players? I don't know. But they would be tying the record for most consecutive point spread covers in a row if Cleveland gets the job done tonight. And Cleveland's just been phenomenal. I mean, they're third in the East. How crazy is that? Third place in the Eastern Conference right now with their 19-12 record on the year, 6 consecutive straight up wins for them in their last 6 games. They've beaten some good teams too. Miami, Milwaukee, Chicago, they've beaten some solid teams during that run. However, tonight coming into this game, they are a little bit shorthanded, more than just a little bit. Jared Allen has been ruled out. Evan Mobley has been ruled out. Isaac Okoro's not going to play for them. So, and of course, they've already lost Colin Sexton for the season long time ago. So it's definitely a shorthanded group. Kevin Love, the old veteran, is questionable with a foot injury as well. So you could be looking at a little bit of a shorthanded Cavaliers team right now. But Celtics going through their share of concerns as well from a health standpoint. Josh Richardson, Al Horford, Sam Hauser, among other. Grant Williams out. A lot of their key players they're probably going to be good to go tonight, which is important. Schroeder, Smart, Brown, Tatum, and Robert Williams, your projected starting 5 tonight for the Boston Celtics. So definitely they are in a better shape with their roster compared to Cleveland in this game. And that explains why they've taken some money, the Celtics, up from 5.5 to 6.5. But I'm taking Cleveland. I don't even care about the shorthanded roster. We've been on this train. Like out of these 14 straight covers for Cleveland, I'd say I've bet at least 10 of them, maybe even 12 of them. I don't know if I've been on every single game, but I've been on just about every one. And I am riding it until its conclusion. I am riding it until it dies. Ride until it dies with the Cleveland Cavaliers tonight. So even though I've got concerns, you're going to miss Mobley here tonight. You're going to miss Jared Allen. That's definitely concerning that you've got multiple key cogs in the low post that are going to be missing tonight. I'm not fading Cleveland until this point spread streak comes to an end. So Cleveland plus 6.5. Am I concerned? Yeah, I mean, short-handed, but this team's just been on a remarkable point spread roll, and I'm just going to ride it until it ends. So Cleveland plus 6.5 for me. Dutch, what do you think? Cavs and Celtics.
Yeah, man. Hey, real quick, Ian. These motherfuckers like wearing band, man. Ski. Where we got COVID protocols with these cats too on the NBA Pub Hub. Shit, man. Hey, we solo. We good though. It's all good. Shout out to our guy Andrew Cole, THC RZA 1777. I see you, bro. Hey, whoever's talking shit about this plane, it's a beautiful thing. And yes, I was a little shaky. Still got the pre-workout in me. Came straight from the gym, but this shit's smoking good, bro. This game, Ian, you said a lot, and really, like Ray Charles said, everybody's fucking out damn near for them guys. I don't know. I have a feeling this is where the train kind of stops. I believe it was Cole who said, "Don't get in front of the train," but I don't know. I'm not stepping in front of that train, but I do have a feeling it might stop in Boston. I'm not gonna bet it though. What I will bet is Jaylen Brown over 2.5 threes, minus 110. Shoot 38% from the field. Went over this number in 4 straight. He's chucking them. He's out there. If he's healthy, he's gonna be shooting nine attempts a game in that span. So he loves to shoot them threes. I would look for the Celtics to get right here. They are 4-1 ATS in the last 5 meetings at home versus the Cavs, but with who's in, who's out, it almost is like the Celtics have enough right now on paper, you would think. But obviously the Cavaliers continue to cast. So I'm not going to step in front of it. But if I had to bet this game, it would be the Celtics from a side perspective. But I think Jaylen Brown over 2.5 threes is good money.
Yeah, and that because of the fact that you could be dealing with, again, depleted front court for Cleveland tonight, maybe a small ball lineup rolled out there tonight for the Cavaliers. I think that also explains why the total's just been hammered up. It was 211.5. It's 216 now. I think people probably figure there might be a little bit more pace tonight. So the over has taken a lot of money.
These guys did play back-to-back too last month, and it was a split. Close games, both close games. I believe Williams in one of those games had 16 boards. It didn't play much in the second. So, rebounding will be big here with Jared Allen being out, Mobley both being out. I think Yeah, the edge should go to Boston here, man. I hate to say it.
Yeah, it's tough. I understand it. I understand the reasons for Boston here. I get it. It could be a tricky matchup. You don't like seeing the guys that are out for Cleveland. No question about that. But how am I going to piss and moan and be pissed off and angry, even if I lose with Cleveland tonight
Yeah,
after all the money they've put in my
I hear you.
pocket during this streak? So if it loses, so be it. But I'm not jumping off the streak until it loses. That's the way I always am with these teams that I ride for game after game after game. I bet it game after game until it loses. So let's see. Maybe tonight is the night that finally Cleveland has their point spread streak snapped. But I'm still betting Cleveland, even with the concerns with their lineup going into this game. I agree with the move to the over as well. Probably should get a little bit more pace, you would think. And like I say, might be smaller lineup tonight as well for this Cavs team going into this game. All right, we got Houston and Milwaukee. Milwaukee Bucks, 9-point home favorites here, 224 the total in this game. The Rockets getting blown out by Chicago in their last game, 133 to 118. And after a pretty good run where they were covering a lot of numbers, winning some games, things have started to crumble a little bit for Houston. They get blown out by the aforementioned Cleveland Cavaliers. They get blown out by the Knicks at home, 116-103. They do beat Detroit, but that's not saying much. And then they lose by 15 at Chicago the other night. And we've talked about Houston now multiple times lately. And without Jalen Green, specifically without Kevin Porter Jr. on the floor and Christian Woods playing through a knee injury. He's been playing, but he's playing through a knee injury. I'm not convinced he's 100% right now for the Rockets. It's been a lot more difficult for them to be able to win games, cover numbers. And we've seen the defense kind of relapse again the last few games as well. They've been giving up 47 of 88, 43 of 93 shooting. Not exactly great on the defensive end of the floor the last 5 games or so for the Houston Rockets. Milwaukee, they're coming off back-to-back losses. Lost to the Pelicans in overtime, 116-112, and then got crushed by Cleveland, 119-90 in their last game, which was back on December 18th. It is worth noting, huge, and I know Skee is a proponent of this. We'll see if he gets his internet and computer working. His computer crashed. That's why he's away right now. But Skee is always a huge, he always talks about the rest advantage for certain teams in certain games. And you've got that here with Milwaukee. They haven't played since December 18th. So it's basically 3 full days off between games. However, there's still no Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's in COVID protocol. There's still no Bobby Portis. He's still in COVID protocol. Rodney Hood's been questionable for 3 years. So that there's nothing new there. And of course, Chris Middleton, though, it looks like he's going to play for the Milwaukee Bucks. Knee injury, but it looks like he might be good to go tonight for the Milwaukee Bucks and in the starting 5. So I would probably have to lean Milwaukee here. Maybe a first half full game split potentially. But after 2 straight losses, Houston's come back down to earth. They've been missing KPJ the last few games. Rested team, motivated team, you would think, too, after back-to-back loss, especially the shit kicking they took against Cleveland. Now, I know there was no Yanni the other night either against Cleveland, but you don't want to play. You want to respond if you're supposed to be one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference after a loss like that. So I think they will tonight. I would look toward probably, if I were to bet this game, Milwaukee first half -5.5, and also that full game -9. What do you think here, Dutch, with Bucks and Rockets?
Yeah, man. Shout out to our guy Sam Comer. Keep them motherfucking lights coming. Yeah, man. Don't be shy. Smash that motherfucker. Jared G, I see you. Antonio, you said it well too about the Celtics last game, and that's why I'm not backing them, bro. You can't trust them motherfuckers. I agree. You said it well. New name in the chat. Very nice comment. I agree with it. Yeah, man. This I believe it was my guy Zachary who said it in all capitals. Backward this motherfucker. This is a clear backward. My guy Bobano gave you a lot on this game, so that's all I got for you.
All right, yeah. I mean, it's not a cinch to take Milwaukee, but I just think, like, if they're not going to win tonight, when are they going to win without Yanni? I know they had a bad loss at New Orleans, crushed by Cleveland, but I think tonight's got to be the night you respond. Houston's kind of went backward again, 1-3 straight up in ATS their last 4 games, and all the Cleveland losses were by double digits. So I think this has to be a Milwaukee spot, in my opinion. I'm willing to lay the points here. Don't love it, but I don't love anything tonight, to be honest with you. But I'm willing to put a small bet here on Milwaukee here, minus
Holiday's
5.5.
been hooping. If he's out there, he's been hooping. So if you want to look that, but it's big blowout possibilities here too. So
Yeah.
you
Look
know.
who's here. Our boy.
Yeah.
Bam, bam. Thank you, ma'am.
I clear
Trot
protocol, bro. I
There
clear
he is.
protocol. Now I'm back.
Back from the
Negative test.
wonderful experience that is hospital visiting. Yes.
Let me
Yeah,
see that
bro.
card.
Yeah, man.
But
So
your
one of the
card.
games, yeah, just to keep everything back on the
Ready
same
to get to
speed
work.
here.
Look at him. He wants to go right
Yeah,
into the
I
game.
know,
man. Why
he's like,
not?
"Man,
Why not? Why not?
bullshit."
We got action. We got action on the game here. It was the Cavaliers games. I agree with you though, Babano. Why hop off the train? We've been cashing on this show with the Cavs. Why hop off the train? They're 14-1 in the first quarter. I'm taking a stab with the first quarter. That's a half a unit spot for me, but in this game, full unit spot, an official play is going to be Darius Garland over 2.5 3-point makes. With those guys out, he has to be a offensive playmaker along with making plays for himself, and those threes will be flying today, I think. So 2.5, you're getting plus 135. Darius Garland, that's the way I'm going here. The other games, there were backwoods, unfortunately. There, I did have some leans, but we could keep it rocking.
All right, there you go. All right, Cleveland, Darius Garland, looking at that in the Cavaliers and Celtics game. Good stuff. And like I said, I like small bets, Milwaukee first half full game here against Houston, even with the guys that are out. I think it's time to show up if you're Milwaukee after what happened the other night against Cleveland, which was a bad game for them. All right, we have Denver and OKC, Nuggets and Thunder. Denver, 6-point road favorites, 212.5 the total. We were all Thunder buddies, Wham and I, on the show the other day, right? Oklahoma City plus 9 against Memphis. Didn't even need the stinking points. Oklahoma City ends up winning the game outright against the Memphis Grizzlies in that one. Very impressive win, especially considering they got off to a horrible start. They were down 18-4 in the first quarter against Memphis and turned that game right around. Very good night for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, leading the team with 23 points in the victory. Josh Giddey talked about how SGA and Giddey both did not play in that 70-point rout by Memphis over the Oklahoma City Thunder. Well, they both played the other night, and they both combined for 42 points against Memphis in that win. So much different outcome for Oklahoma City. That's now 2 wins in a row and 3 covers in a row. 3-0 ATS last 3 games for OKC. Denver off a big blowout win against Atlanta, 133-115. And now they return home following that. Or actually, no, they're still on the road. This game's in OKC. So second game of this road trip. They've had a lot of days off, right? And that is something that concerns me here. OKC is one of the teams that's actually played a lot of games recently. A lot of teams have had some downtime because of postponed games. Denver is one of them. You know, they have not played since December 17. So 3 days off for the Nuggets coming into this game. Very much a rested basketball team. And it's a good thing that they've had some rest because they've definitely been depleted with their roster a little bit. Of course, Bull's been out. JaMychal Green, Aaron Gordon's game time decision. Of course, Monte Morris has been in and out. Jokic has missed time. But other than Gordon being questionable, they're going to have most of their key cogs on available to them tonight for the Denver Nuggets, which is a good sign. It's a tricky game because OKC, has been a little bit better the last few games. Denver is the better of these two teams, though, and they definitely have the rest advantage. So I don't have a strong opinion on the side, but I am definitely going to bet over the total here in this game. I just got to ride Denver with these overs. That's what I've been doing. The other night against Atlanta, that was a best bet for me on the show. Atlanta, Denver over the total. Last week when they played the Hawks, I took the over in Denver's game against Minnesota, the game against Washington, the game against San Antonio. I can't recall the last time I haven't been on a Nuggets game over. They are 15-2 to the over in their last 17 games. The Denver Nuggets, they have been just every game, just going over the total with this basketball team. So I think that's got a good chance to continue here. And look, even with series history, Thunder versus Nuggets, we've seen some overs. 2 of the 3 meetings this year have gone over the total. 119-101 and 126-96 in 2 of those 3 games head-to-head this year that went over the total between the Thunder and the Nuggets. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Denver overs. I'm going back to the well tonight. Over 212.5 here in this game between the Nuggets and the Thunder. Dutch, what do you think here? Denver, OKC.
Yeah, man. Shout out to my guy Lucky Power, Jay Peasy. I see you, my dude. Salute, Joe Chris. I see you. Yeah, everybody smash that motherfucking like button. Like our guy Wham smashed through that motherfucking Cali traffic to get you here, to get you all these motherfucking W's with the
You
goodies.
feel
Man.
me?
Yeah, much love for that. So show him some love and smash that motherfucking like button. Let's get to that, man. Hundo, real quick, like. But yeah, man, I like the Nuggets here. My man Ian said it pretty much everything. You know, he said a lot, well rested. You know, what I like off the bench too. Now they are getting healthy as well. They're getting cats back. Jeff Green's back. Looked like he's finding his game a little bit. You know, we know. I mean, he's not. Joker makes everybody a little bit better. So I believe having him back there can be a solid addition. You know, he's been back 4 or 5 games now too. So they start getting their legs back. Also, want Aaron Gordon out there. I believe he's questionable. Want him out there. Want all these cats out there. Barton's finally a go. But also the bench has been you know, stepping it up lately. Mainly Capazzo and Bones Highland. They got a nice thing going. They play, you know, they're been stroking it from deep. It's gonna come down to, because realistically, these cats for Thunder, they don't guard that 3-point line for nothing. So if you know, the Nuggets can just, you know, 35, 37, 38% from that 3-point line, which they have been doing of late. They've been shooting the three a lot better. I think they'll be able to cruise through here. Another key here is that the obviously need to hit the boards here. Joker, Gordon, all these guys have to hit the boards here. They're not very good at offensive rebounding, but they're decent in the defense, I believe. So, but OKC here, I believe, you know, they're up and down on the rebound. So I believe the Nuggets can take advantage of it. But it's something that if they don't, can obviously keep this game close. So I need the Nuggets to come out and obviously take advantage of the rebounds, hit at least 35 to 37% of the threes. And I think they covered this 5.5 pretty easy. Now that this bench is getting a little bit back intact, they are 4-2. Last 6 against the number. They've had their way with OKC as well. 7-1 ATS the last 8 in OKC. They are 13-2 ATS the last 15 meetings versus this team. 11-1 straight up in the last 12. So when they see the Thunder, hey man, they hand it to them. And I expect them to do it tonight. OKC's 1-6 straight up the last 7 at the house. Don't play that good a ball. Off a big victory against the Grizzlies after that set, you know, that big. You know, you guys touched on a great call. I think maybe a little letdown here, but I just believe the Nuggets are a better team and they'll show it tonight. I think it's a solid number. I got 5.5, 6. I believe they win by double digits.
All right, there you go. Like in Denver, -6 here, Dutch, with this one. And they don't play again. Well, they actually play tomorrow against Charlotte back to back. And so does OKC at Phoenix. So both of these teams play tomorrow night. So it's not an advantage either way there, but it is a rest advantage for Denver. Coming in, Denver's had more time off coming into this one. And it's not like Denver's playing an LA Lakers or a Suns tomorrow night or Warriors. They're playing Charlotte. So there's not really looking past OKC tonight. When you got Charlotte tomorrow. This should be a game where Denver has their eyes on the Thunder here. Whereas the Thunder, you're right, maybe it's a letdown after that was a big time. They had that game circled against Memphis the other night. That's why I love them so much. Plus, Memphis, you can't trust them ever as 9-point favorites. And you wonder if OKC can bring that same intensity tonight, because clearly they wanted that one the other night against Memphis. What do you think here, Wham? Nuggets and Thunder.
All right, yeah, I kind of would. I agree. I'm not kind of. I definitely agree everything that my guy Dutch said here. It's just going to be a more efficient team. Now, I am kind of concerned that maybe they will rest someone, because it is the first leg of a back-to-back, and it is OKC. Like, who gives a fuck? But we do know that Iron Man Jokic, he always tends to play. He's not one of those guys that wants to be rested. It's just not in his blood, his DNA. And his team over the last 5 games, they've been really, really efficient. One thing that you mentioned, Ian, they're going to have the pace. They're up there, top 5 in pace over the last 5 games. Number 2 in effective field goal percentage and true shooting, just right behind our darlings, cover spread kings in the Cleveland Cavaliers. So they really been efficient here. I expect them to do that. The other team on the other side, they haven't been that efficient. They're dead last in effective field goal percentage in the last 5 games. I'm sorry, they're 29th in effective field goal percentage, dead last in true shooting over the last 5 games in OKC here. I just think that what you said, Dutch, was totally right on. I believe that this is a letdown spot for them. Having to come back and win the game outright, that was a good win. They're going to be pretty much happy about that. And this is a game that they kind of know they should be getting their ass whooped because they have the advantage down low. So I expect them to win by double digits as well. The Nuggets to kind of clear wire to wire and cover this easy.
Whoops, there we go. We got consensus here on Denver tonight. -6 against OKC in this one. I'm going over the total. I'm looking at the total here in this one. It's been good to me with Denver over the total. We'll keep riding it. 15 of their last 17 games. That's pretty remarkable. That have gone over the total for the Denver Nuggets. All right, last game. Man, these Clippers, if you can figure them out, salute to you, because I sure can't. The LA Clippers, man, what a puzzle they are, and I can't solve it one game to the next with this bunch. The Clippers and the Sacramento Kings. We've got the Clippers 4.5-point road favorites here, 218 the total in this game. What the hell happened to them the other night against San Antonio? I'd really like to know. I'd really like to know, because certainly from a scheduling perspective, it lined up well for them. They had lost 2 in a row on the road to Utah and OKC. They had the rest advantage over the Spurs, and they just got taken apart. And I knew after the first quarter, or after, especially going into halftime, this thing I think is pretty much over. They were down 14 at halftime. You thought maybe early second half, could you cut the lead to like 8 or 6 and maybe get back into it? No, that didn't happen. Spurs rolled them coming out of halftime and actually increased the lead, and it was over by the midway part of the third quarter. And of course, 116-92 in favor of the Spurs the other night. There's no way I'm laying points on the road with the Clippers now. Just not. I don't trust them. Their offense, the more you look at it, the offense is sketchy. You're not always going to get, good things from Bledsoe and Mann and Batum. And now, of course, they got injuries to some of their key offensive weapons off the bench, and Marcus Morris and Reggie Jackson's out, and the backup center who's played well, Hartenstein, for the Clippers, is also out. And tonight, of course, the good news is Paul George is back. But man, did Paul George help them against San Antonio? It sure didn't look that to me. Now, obviously, first game back, star player, there's always that angle, right? First game back for your best player, and sometimes you just don't play well. And that was probably part of it with Paul George's return, and they played so poorly against the Spurs. But still, the Clippers are just, let's lay 4.5 on the road with the Clippers right now. I think there's better things for me to do than that right now. So the question becomes, can you trust Sacramento going into this game? And I'm not sure I'm ready to trust them either. I'm not a big Alvin Gentry guy. They get crushed by Golden State. They did beat San Antonio before that, 121-114, and they lose at home to Memphis. They had tons of COVID issues that night, and they are still battling, a lot of players out of the lineup here. De'Aaron Fox, Terrence Davis, Marvin Bagley. Rashawn Holmes is a game-time decision tonight, although they're saying he's possibly been upgraded to probable with that eye injury. So keep an eye on it, but they say they're hopeful for Holmes to play tonight for Sacramento in this game. But crazy as it is to say, I prefer the Kings. I'm probably not going to bet the game, but I'd probably prefer the Kings as opposed to laying the 4.5 with the Clippers. Would lean over the total, but Sacramento's a dead nuts over team. I can't say that about the Clippers. Their offense is sketchy right now, and that's putting it mildly. So lean Kings and over, but I'm probably going to stay off and back with this thing personally. We have our guy, Skee Profit, back, and he showed me the picture in our Twitter DM of what's going on with him. Crashing computers, crashing internet. You know the deal. The technology sometimes doesn't work.
Crashing the easy what he was doing. I ain't mad at
Skee,
Hey.
we'll let you have the floor here because
Can y'all hear me okay?
we hear you. Yep. We hear you.
My computer's not even working, bro. I had to go get my other laptop to use. So I was just hoping it's going to work okay. All right.
Yeah, you're good. What did you think of we'll start with Orlando, Atlanta, Skee. Did you have, this is the Skee Profit show right now for the next 5 minutes. What did you think here, Orlando, Atlanta, the first game?
There's no way I'm laying with Atlanta. When is the last time they even won a game at home? I think they failed to cover at least their last 3. I know for sure more than that, though, but it's just no way, especially no Trae Young, and you still got to lay with them. It would be Orlando or pass for me, just for that reason. And, maybe I put a little something there just because I don't believe the Hawks should be favored like this. That's all I
All right,
really do with that game.
Yeah, I agree with that. Cleveland, Boston. Someone in the chat made a good point. Like, if you have not been betting Cleveland during this 14-game point spread streak, now tonight might not be the best time to jump on it. But I've been riding it, and I'm going to ride it one more time, even with the issues of who's missing tonight, especially in that front court when you're talking about Allen and Mobley not suiting up for the Cavs. So I'm still sticking with Cleveland plus the points. I'm riding it until it no longer covers for me. But I understand if you haven't been riding the streak, maybe don't jump on it tonight. But I'm on Cleveland again, even with the personnel question marks. What do you think, Skee, Cavs and Celtics?
I'm going the other way. Like I thought the Cavs train was going to stop the last time versus Atlanta before that game got postponed, and Boston. I don't have the injury report in front of me because my computer and everything, but I'm pretty sure they have a lot more of their guys in the lineup, and I would trust them at the house without Jared Allen, without Evan Mobley. I mean, you don't have those guys who've been key for Cleveland. I don't think it's going to be that easy for them tonight. So Boston is the only way for me to look in this game.
Yeah, and
Trust
the
in
total's
Boston.
gone
I
up.
don't know, man. I don't know. I like it too. I just don't know if I can trust the Skee.
Yeah, you mentioned, Dutch, that you kind of think this is Boston's spot, but it's not always easy to trust them. And look, we're talking about they're facing a team that's covered 14-point spreads in a row. It's such a great, incredible accomplishment. Brian Windhorst is talking about it, on ESPN, and that's that's saying something that he's mentioning it on the ESPN show the last hour. But nevertheless, Cleveland, the total's gone up because I think it's going to be a smaller lineup tonight for Cleveland. So I think that's what people are
Exactly.
seeing.
Nobody
Too,
to
the total
protect the
going
rim.
up.
Even Kevin Love might not play either.
Yeah, exactly.
Kevin
Could be
Love
easy
is out.
baskets in the paint for the Celtics tonight. All right, next for you, Skee, Houston, Milwaukee. I made the case. I don't love it, but I have small bets here on Milwaukee first half full game. Made the case that they are a rested team. They're coming off 2 back-to-back losses. I get it. I know who's out for them. Giannis is out. Bobby Portis is out in COVID protocol still, but at least have Chris Middleton available to them tonight off back-to-back losses. Houston's kind of trending in the wrong direction again. They've lost 3 of their last 4 straight up in ATS. So, if not tonight for a spot for Milwaukee to snap out of it and win a game, when? At home off 2 losses against a weak Houston team, still without KPJ, by the way. So for me, it was Milwaukee first half and full game. What about you, Skee?
And the thing is up, huh? Look, they got me on the green screen now.
I noticed that.
But,
What happened to that beautiful mansion?
I don't know.
Did it
Everything
get
is
repossessed?
Yeah, you did.
Wait a second.
Let's put you on blast.
What
Hey,
happened?
my computer's doing whatever they want to do today, man. But this game, Milwaukee has 3 days rest. I gotta go with them. I don't even think they need Giannis in this game. It's not like Houston is that good. And I know Christian Wood was game time decision. He's probably still gonna play, but still missing KPJ. I just think Milwaukee's the much better team. And when they're the more rested team too, I'll take them to cover the spread. It'll be Milwaukee first half and full game. And when I look at the total, I think Giannis is a lot of their pace. So they probably play a slower game. I think it's a blowout. And at the end of the game, the guys come out and it stays under. So Bucks and under.
All right, in the game we just talked about with Wham and Dutch, Denver and Oklahoma City, they like Denver. I like the over just because Denver's been cashing overs for me one game after another. 15 of the last 17 Nuggets games have now gone over the total. It's pretty crazy when you think about it. But the point I made about worried about OKC, and I loved OKC the other night, the revenge game against Memphis. But they put a lot of intensity, focus into that game, and now they're playing a better Denver team. You may not get that same intensity from the Thunder tonight, and the Nuggets are a rested team as well. So Skee, or Wham, I should say, likes Denver. Dutch likes Denver. I like the over in that game. Skee, what do you like in that game? Thunder and Nuggets.
Well, first of all, the side, I gotta look towards the Nuggets. I just think I don't know. I just don't really think OKC can hang with them. But I'm more focused on the total. It's not a game I'm going to play as far as side-wise. I'm a challenge a little bit, Ian. I just want to ask, I get it. Denver continues to go up and over the total. They're even playing at a faster pace now. Why is this total dropping? Everybody's betting the over, and this total has gone down to 213. Yep. I think somebody's going to sit in this game. I'm not quite sure exactly who it is, but I would say, with the combination of or from what I saw, I don't have it in front of me right now because all my computers are going crazy. But the spread was moving backwards towards OKC. It was 6. It was up to 6.5, and then next thing I know, it was like a flat 6 for Denver. So I think somebody sits for that side, and I'm probably going to lean towards the under.
All right, leaning toward it does bother me a little bit. How is it 15-2 to the over for Denver, and yet the under's coming in a little bit in that, or getting the money, I should say. in that game tonight. But look, that's kind of like I feel very similarly about the over in that game as I do with betting Cleveland plus the points tonight. Like I've been on Cleveland plus the points a bunch the last 2 weeks. I've been on Denver over a bunch the last 2 weeks. If I lose one, so be it. If this is the end of the road for the Denver over streak and the Cleveland streak, okay, I'm fine. I've made good money. I've made good units of profit riding it the last few weeks. If it loses tonight, it is what it is. And what it is the last game, Skee, Clippers and Kings. We just talked about it. We're at our wits' end collectively on the NBA Pub Hub show with this Clippers team, this erratic, frustrating, schizophrenic bunch. Schizophrenia. How many of you got it? Remember Eminem said that years and years ago? That's the LA Clippers. Schizophrenia. It's hard to figure them out. Have you figured them out, Skee? What do you think tonight?
I can't say I figured them out, but what I will say is it's a couple things I looked at here. For one, Clippers have already lost to this team a few times. I know they're missing Reggie Jackson and Luke Kennard, and that makes me, have to think about it a lot more. But they lost to the Kings twice this year, once without Paul George and once with him. So I think they'll have that in the back of their mind. And also, they've already lost 3 games. Like, they got to start winning some of these games. And you got Paul George back last game. Sometimes the first time when the starter comes back, it's a little bit rocky. Obviously, they got blown out. I look at teams off 3 losses that are a road favorite. Like, basically why are they a favorite? And as long as the database goes, they cover 55.9% of the time. They win 67.3% of the time. Yeah, you have to do a little bit more than just win. I think the Clippers bounce back here if I have to play this game from the side perspective. But a little bit more than that, I like Halliburton. He's been balling. There's too many people out for the Kings. Fox out. He has a lot of playmaking responsibilities. They depend on him to score too. I think his assists are good at 8.5. They bumped it up from 7.5, and he's gone over that the last 4 games. And I like his points because he scored 20 plus the last 3 games. And if you could do that against Golden State defense, you could do it against any defense. So I like Halliburton tonight.
Yeah, and of course he's got to be a volume shooter, and he's got to look for his shot because of everybody that's out, including De'Aaron Fox, among others, Bagley and Terrence Davis, and at least are going to have Mahomes back potentially tonight for the Kings. Davion Mitchell, one of their best defenders, is still out, so that's another reason why. For me, I'm torn on this game, side and total. I want to take Sacramento's overs, but I don't want to take Clippers right now as an over team with the way they're struggling offensively. So tough game for me all around. Dutch, Clippers, and Kings.
Yeah, man. Shit. I think I would just back with it now. I agree with everything Skee kind of said, but I don't think I'm gonna bet these Clippers now that Luke's out and Reggie Jackson's out. They are fucking 15-1 straight up in the last 16 in Sacktown. So, I think this is a get right spot. Triple get back. They lost both meetings. You touched everything Skee said. I agree with, but I don't know if I'm gonna bet this shit, man. The Clippers. I think someone in the chat, I think it was Mark, said the Clippers owe us. They very much
sure
do.
they
This could be the spot. I feel that way. The Clippers definitely do owe me some motherfucking money. Maybe I'll hop on a late night tonight, but I don't like it. I don't like the sound of betting on the Clippers. It just doesn't sound right in my head. I ain't gonna lie to you.
It doesn't sound right. Right to me either. I'm right there with you.
But if Reggie Jackson, Luke Kennard at -5.5, I was more than willing to pull the trigger. I hesitated simply because of this bullshit that's going on daily, minute in the NBA. The fuckery is just at an all-time high. So I didn't. And now that they're both out, I think I'll just, not pull the trigger.
Yeah, it's again treading lightly. The days leading into this Christmas weekend, I should say, are not the worst thing to do. Is to tread lightly and be a little bit more cautious. Wham, what do you think here? Clippers Kings.
Hey, you know what, guys? I don't know why I forgot that you guys talked about the Magic game already. I am on Franz Wagner over 3.5 assists. He hit that the last 2 games. I expect him to have that as well. I did also take him to have 4.5 assists. So for him to get 5, it's at plus 206. Last time we talked about being froggy was Tyrese Halliburton, taking him to have 10 to 11 assists. He got there. I think we're going to get there again today. So we're going right back to the well, like my guy Skee said. With Holmes back in, he would have had, without Holmes, he probably, he's getting to this crazy number with the players that he's getting, which is amazing. But with Holmes, I expect him to have more assists because it was a lot of plays against that Golden State team where he had guys set up and they just couldn't convert to the bucket there. So I expect Holmes to be a better guy around the rim. I expect those guys like Zubac not really be that much of a force for him. So Holmes being in the lineup, I did take the alternate here for Tyrese Halliburton at 9.5 assists, and also I took the 10.5 assists. Especially those. Let me make sure I give you guys exactly what I got or anything that I'm gonna make sure I give you guys an updated line there. But this is my best bet. I'll definitely have an update on what you could get that as far as what's the best available. If you're getting Tyrese Halliburton at plus 150 at FanDuel, and I believe you're getting the 11 assists at plus 173 at BetOnline.
I couldn't agree more about the Halliburton thoughts. This is over points. This is over assists. This is double-double. I think it's one of those type of prop spots for him tonight because, again, with everybody else that's out for Sacramento, a lot has to fall on his shoulders to facilitate, to shoot, to make it happen in all facets offensively for the Kings. So he's definitely a target, and his usage has gone up in the last 3 games combined. He's averaging 34.6 combined points and assists in the last 3 games combined. So it's just skyrocketed essentially because of the COVID issues, and it's led him to obviously have to be the dominant force offensively for the Sacramento Kings. So makes perfect sense.
I think Steph Brosco, he said he likes Franz Wagner rebounds. I do as well, bro. It's just too much juice. He has hit the 5.5 over the last 3 games too. So I do like that as well. Sorry, Ian.
Oh yeah, nothing wrong. That's good. Throw in the props for sure. Throw in all the props you want because side and total is damn tricky right now with a lot of these NBA games. So if you can find a good prop and you can mention a good prop, go for it right here on the NBA Pub Up. Great stuff with even with Skee with some internet issues, no problem. Wham coming back from the hospital. The show's all over the place today, but that's all right. That happens every now and then. And of course, Dutch as well. Yeah. Skee losing his house in the middle of the show as well. And then getting it back again.
For all this shit during the holiday. Boy, the strip. Come here. Man, where you go?
Yeah, I gave my boy the piano back. Y'all seen that?
Yeah. The piano man, Skee Profit, a la Billy Joel. Yeah. Piano man, Skee with the big mansion. Good to see you.
Rough on the boulevard, man.
Yeah. All right, great show. Hit the like button, everybody. Come on, 275 live viewers. Let's go. Hit that like button. We appreciate it. And we're here with you all every day this week. We're going to be on tomorrow for the Thursday card is bigger than normal tomorrow. A lot of games tomorrow. So we'll break that down. Billy will sit in for Skee tomorrow. And then we'll be back on Friday for a Christmas Eve NBA Pub Up show. We'll get the Christmas Day card ready for you. On Friday's show, we'll talk about
beverage in hand, possibly. Yeah, man.
Yes, I'll wear my Santa hat that day. Promise. On the Friday show for Christmas Eve, we'll be break down the Saturday Christmas Day NBA card, which is going to go forward with the 5 games on national TV. It's just a question of who's going to play in those games.
Who the fuck's going to be out there? Steve, you see Joe Johnson? Oh my God, I watched him on a mixtape the other day, and now this motherfucker's playing with the Celtics. And I'm like, oh shit, ISO Joe, ISO.
Yeah. Blast from the past may be required. That's true. And Luka Doncic is in COVID protocol now for Dallas. And of course, they're one of the teams playing Christmas Day.
Who the fuck ain't in protocol, man? I swear to fucking God, this shit, man.
Protocol. Our protocol is we don't miss a show. COVID or not. Yeah, that's our protocol here. When do we miss?
You got COVID twice a week, motherfucker.
Yeah. NBA Pub Up. Great stuff. Hit the like button. Make sure you do that. We will get to best bets, Dutch's freshest look coming right up right after this. All right, Southtown 101. When you're in San Antonio, Texas, stop in. Great food, drinks, live music, DJs, karaoke. Southtown 101. Manscaped, promo code Pub Sports, 20% off your purchase. Lawnmower 4.0 or any Manscaped product at 20% off with the promo code Pub Sports. MyBookie.ag, promo code Pub Sports. NFL, college football, bowl games, NBA, college basketball, NHL, UFC, all ongoing right now. No better time to sign up for an account. MyBookie.ag, Bitcoin accepted currency for your deposit as well. MyBookie.ag, promo code PubSports. And there it is, the world famous Pub Rub. Only $14.99 or get two for $25 as well. Check it out on the website, pubsportsradio.com. All right, it's time for Best Bets, Dutch's Freshest Look to wrap it up for a Wednesday. Skee, we'll start with you. What do you like for Best Bet?
I'm gonna go. I mean, I like Halliburton. Wayne probably like it too, but I like his points and I like his assists. I might just ladder his assists like Wayne, but for best bet, I go Halliburton over 8.5 assists minus 114.
There you go. Tyrese Halliburton over 8.5 assists. Best bet for Skee Profit. All right, Dutch, freshest look.
Yeah, man. Yo, yeah. Never that. Freshest look. We're going to OKC. We're going to motherfucking Mile High, Denver Nuggets, full game. Get it at 6.5, whatever you can get it at. Nuggets going to smash these motherfuckers. I don't care who's in the lineup. They will smash. Believe it. It's good money.
There you go. Denver Nuggets -6 against OKC Thunder. Freshest look for Dutch. Wham, what do you got for best bet?
We're going to go to Orlando here. We're going to say the Franz Wagner over 3.5 assists. It's regular juice, -110 there. But I do love that Tyrese Halliburton as well, bro. So you don't believe that it's going to be an official play for me. But Franz Wagner over 3.5 assists, -110.
All right, Franz Wagner over 3.5 assists for TROT Wham for his best bet. And my best bet is going to be, I'm deciding Denver OKC over. And I'm going to go two best bets because it's Christmas time. Let's give some gifts here. Hopefully they're gifts. Hopefully it's 2-0. I'm going to give them both because I like them both. One side, one total. Denver, Oklahoma City over 212.5. And I'm going to go Milwaukee Bucks, fear the deer in the first half against Houston. I have seen Milwaukee fall asleep in some second half performances this year. So I think I like the first half with them more than the full game. So Milwaukee Bucks -5.5 first half against the Houston Rockets. So two best bets, Milwaukee -5.5 in the first half against Houston, and Denver, Oklahoma City over 212.5 for best bets for this Wednesday NBA card. That'll wrap up this edition of the NBA Pub Up. Thanks to everybody in the chat for joining us. Hit the like button on the way out if you haven't done so already. And stay tuned. We got Maxwell Smart, Connor Mack, Net Profit, college basketball coming up right now, top of the hour here on Pub Sports Radio. For Trot Wham, Skee Profit, Dutch Boy Fresh, I'm Ian Cameron. Have a great Wednesday night. Enjoy the games and good luck. Cash some tickets. We'll see you again tomorrow on Thursday for another edition of the NBA Pub Hub, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, right here on Pub Sports Radio. Dutch, take us home.
Yeah, man. You know where it's at, Pub Sports Radio. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment if you like. Share the video if you can. Real talk, we went in, and we're going to come out with the motherfucking bag. Believe it. Y'all stay fresh, stay blessed. Let's stay putting these motherfucking bookies to rest and dodge this fuckery. Yeah, man.